The bowfin, guys. Yeah, we got a bowfin. A spinning reel. There's so many out there. Which one should you buy? Which one do you care to buy? Why is there so many? Well, the spinning reel is used by a lot of people. It's been used for a very long time before the bait casters came around. It's just a reel that works. It's kind of hard to break them because most of them are pretty well made. They're just a reliable reel. Now, I don't use spinning reels that much. I use spinning reels maybe 10% of the time throughout my fishing trips throughout the year. And lately, I've been doing some review videos and basically saying that I want to support smaller and less mainstream brands, or less larger brands that have been out there for a reason. I'd rather support the smaller companies, the companies that appreciate your support. There's a lot of companies out there that make better products than those bigger companies. There's a lot of companies out there that make handmade things that are better than the bigger companies. They may be more money, but if you buy it once and that's the last one you buy, to me, that's worth it, right? But on this episode, I want to cover the Florida Fishing Products Osprey CE Pro. Now, they used to have a Osprey CE. This is the Pro version of it, so it's an upgrade to what they used to have. I've been using Cast King spinning reels now for a little bit. I gave them a try. I got rid of all my Shimano and all my Daiwa spinning reels because I don't use them that much, spinning reels. So I was like, let me try the budget-friendly Cast Kings out. I got reels that are primarily for freshwater. Some of them are holding out between salt and fresh, and the most expensive one broke on me. And the other ones I've pretty much been letting my son use. So that kind of turned me off from using more of a budget-friendly fishing reel. Now, this Florida Fishing Products Osprey CE Pro is not super expensive. It's in that medium price point, but it's super well made, guys. It's unbelievably smooth. This is the 2500 size. They compare this to the Shimano Sustained FJ, but it's cheaper. This 2500 size is a price point of, I think, $239.99, so 240 bucks. Not cheap, but in today's market, this is a mid-grade price point, or a price point. It's a mid-grade price point reel. Wow, took me a little bit to get that out of there, right? You have reels out there from the other brands that, compared to this reel in specs and everything else, in that 350 to 450 range. Now, when it comes to spinning reels, all I care about is that it works every time I use it. The drag is smooth. It's got the backbone and power behind it to be able to bring in those redfish or those large bass. Because, like I said, the only time I usually use this is when I'm doing either Ned style bait fishing, Cincos, and that's really it. Those very small, finessey baits that I like to fish on a spinning reel instead of a bait caster. And it's not because I can't cast it on a bait caster. I just have a thing with fishing those really small baits on spinning reels. It's just a mental thing for me. And a lot of captains use Florida Fishing Product reels across their charters. So they take a beating. And I've known this brand for quite some time. I just never purchased it. And I know quite a few people that use their brand as well. And they actually have charters as well, and they really like them. And they use them personally. One thing I do really like about this reel is, due to this, based on the size of it, it's got a thicker bail wire. I like a thicker bail wire on my spinning reels. I also like that you don't hear a click when you flip the bail over. Sometimes it gets kind of annoying. You hear the click. It's a very quiet, smooth action. And there's no clicking sound. And I manually flip my bails. I don't, click it, or I don't flip it and do that, but you can. So this is not just a manual. You can do it both ways. I feel like over time, no matter what brand you use, it wears out when you do it that way, but I rather manually flip it. So I like a bigger, thicker bail wire that I can just kind of palm it, and it can take that beating of me manually flipping the bail. So I don't use spinning reels that much, so I only have one of these. I still have other reels, like I said, that my son's using right now. I will probably purchase another one of these to have in my arsenal, because there's some times where I'll go out and I want 2 spinning reel setups to have my baits pre-rigged, especially in a tournament. So I will definitely be buying another one of these. But at that price point, it's lighter than other reels that's compared to the same physical size. It's 7 point, I had to write some of this down because I'll forget it. It's 7.65 ounces. So it's not super light, but it's lighter than most reels at this size range. It's got a carbon light frame. So to me, it's still nice and light. It's not heavier than anything else I've used. It's got a T3 drag system. It's sealed. So to me, being sealed is a big thing when it comes to saltwater, because I fish between both. So I don't want to buy a saltwater specific reel, and I don't want to buy a freshwater specific reel. I've done that in the past, and I end up liking the saltwater version better anyway. So I like to jump between the two, but there's also times where I've liked the freshwater version, like the one Cast King Mega Jaws Elite I had. That thing felt great. It was nice and lightweight. I like to use it all the time because I don't use spinning reels that much, but I moved it to saltwater, used it for 1 week straight. I cleaned it every day, I oiled it. By the end of that 1 week of saltwater fishing, it was destroyed. It seized up on me. So it turned me off from that particular brand. Not saying that Cast King reels are bad, but as far as that budget-friendly brand, I think I'm done with them. They do make higher-end ones too, but I don't know if I'll ever go back to them to purchase anything. Anyway, I wanted to get a reel that is going to fit my needs, be able to use between salt and fresh and not have to worry about it. I still take care of it. I'll still clean it. I'll still wipe it down. I'll still oil it. But with this, being a sealed reel, it helps me feel confident that this thing is not going to break on me after a week. I just like the 2500 size in any of the reels I use, whether I do big saltwater fishing or freshwater fishing. I like the 2500 series reels and pretty much all the reels that I buy. You can see how smooth that is, because as I was just flipping it up, it's just moving by itself, right? So it's a very smooth reel. I've used this now for about a month. I've been super happy with it. I've been keeping it clean. I think it looks nice overall. The color scheme, it goes good with my TFO rod, my tactical inshore rod. That blue rod with that blue braid I have on there, it really looks good together. So sometimes looks mean something to people. I like to kind of match it up, not always, but I kind of want it look nice too as well, because you want to be able to share what you're using with people, and when it looks nice together or on the water, people are going to ask you questions about it. Oh, what reel is that? What reel do you like to use? So, their website likes to compare a lot of their things to Shimano for cheaper. I think that's kind of cool, but I don't think they even have to do that. I think they could just don't have to compare their reels or anything. I know it's a marketing thing and people like to see what does it compare to. I think they should just stop doing that and just sell their reels and not compare it to other reels on the market, because their reels are, to me, set aside from others anyway. They have other reels out there. They got bait casting reels that they just came out with. I think within this past year and a half, they have a bait casting reel now. They got like 3 or 4 different versions of their spinning reels. This one's the top of the line that they sell currently. So I think at $240, I think it's a great price. It's comfortable, nice to cast. Just stay tuned to my fishing videos. You'll see this in action between salt and fresh. I've caught some trout on it already, and I just like it. I think the color scheme of it's nice. I like how it looks on the side with the plates, with the screws and the plates. This looks nice. It's a nice color scheme. I said that like 4 times already. It's just a nice looking reel. It's a great price point, and I know it's going to last me. All the spinning reels I've had in the past, because I don't use them that much, I've had no problem with them lasting throughout the lifetime that I owned them. So I know that this is something that I'm going to keep till I completely destroy it somehow and not have to worry about changing out. And we are so supporting that less mainstream brand names out there. But Florida Fishing Products is a huge name across charter captains across the South. Obviously in Florida, they are not a brand that you don't know of. It's just that they're not that Shimano, they're not that Daiwa that a lot of people know, and that Penn for saltwater. You guys have to give them a try for your inshore and offshore fishing. I think you'll be happy with them. You can go on their website. I'll leave the link in the description, and check out all the specs in detail. I'm sure there's other videos out there on YouTube about Florida fishing products in general, but I just wanted to do a quick little review on this with you to show you up close and personal of how, what my opinion is of this reel. And like I said, just stay tuned to my fishing videos and you'll see this in action. I can't wait to grab a big red on this and bring it in too when I'm out there fishing that finesse bait. So appreciate you guys stopping by. Just a quick little review of this reel, just to show it to you guys. And as always, be safe on the water. I'll catch you on the water or see you here from Race Acres. Thanks for stopping by. See you soon.